Hello, my name is Neka Udoku. I know some of you may be wondering what is this topic going to be about, but this is a very important topic that is very close to my heart, and I believe it will be also something that must have crossed your mind or you must have experienced one way or the other. I just want to talk about something that really happened to me that can as well happen to any other person, but I believe it's going to be a very rare situation because I still wonder in my heart how that could be possible. In 2020, excuse me, 2020 October, I lost my mom. And we have to do funeral, we have to do some days of funeral, we have to do funeral arrangement. It's not like a day thing, it takes like 4 days because you have to do wake. You have to do wake in the house, you have to do wake in her place where she was born, you have to do wake at the husband's place, you have to also do wake at the urban area and the rural area. So culturally, we just don't live in one house or like one place. We have a house in the urban area. We have a home in the rural area, which is called our hometown. So when someone passes away and the person lives in the urban area, you tend to mourn her in that area. You go to church in that area where she worships. You do wake in that area. And you also transfer all those things to her hometown. So in this case, it wasn't like a common thing, especially for a woman of a higher standard or an achiever or a woman that has achieved so much in the community that is a philanthropist. So her passing away was like so many people who one way or the other benefit from her did not just lose a friend, but they lost a helper. So in my situation, when I heard that my mother passed away, I was called, and the message, I got the phone call, and it was a dreaded call. But when I got that call, I went through my period of mourning and but then I also had to start making arrangements on how to travel from United States to Nigeria. I bought a ticket, bought a ticket, was supposed to go through Paris. My first ticket was through Paris, bought the ticket. No, my first ticket was through Atlanta. Atlanta to Nigeria, to Lagos. But unfortunately, someone was to pick me up, and I didn't get any call, and I was wondering what is going on. I didn't know my phone died. When I saw my phone and I noticed that this person has been calling me since, because she wanted to get like a code. She wanted to get the entrance gate code. And my phone was dead. Eventually, I started charging my phone. I caught her where someone opened the gate and she was able to drive in. That she's right in front of the house. I knew I had to get to the airport. I took her car keys. I drove myself to the airport. and unfortunately I was late. So I wasn't late when I came, but the line, there was a long queue. So it was really long. By the time I got to me, it was late for me to board my flight. I couldn't go that day. The following day, I went home. I bought another ticket. This one goes through Paris. I got to the airport on time. Of course, it was during COVID. I needed a document. From them that would show something about COVID, so I can transit from Paris to Nigeria. I didn't have that document. They have to print it out for me. They have to show me the document. Apparently it was written in France. Nobody could read France there. Nobody could read French. And that was how I also missed that flight. That's the second flight I missed. And when you hear buying ticket, this ticket costs thousands of dollars. I had to get myself home again. I bought a third ticket. My third ticket this time around was to travel from here to Nigeria and use one of my returns to come back home. After paying for the ticket, Delta Airline told me, you cannot come home with that ticket because you did not travel with it. It's a package, you have to travel with it in order to come back with it. I was devastated. That was another $8,700. And I lost that ticket. I couldn't travel with that ticket. Everybody was looking for a ticket for me to travel. Eventually, I bought another ticket. I was supposed to leaves United States at 4 a.m. in the morning. A friend of mine came that early, picked me up, went to the airport on time. I checked in and I left. This flight goes from Orlando to Houston. And when I get to Houston, I'm going to spend 8 hours at the airport in order to board a flight going to it starts with T. I don't know. I keep forgetting the name of this country. It's a Muslim country. Tunisia. Going to Tunisia. And from Tunisia to Lagos. And that was how I got to Abuja, to Tunisia to Abuja. I got to Abuja at 5 a.m. And then I needed to board the local flight. When I went to board the local flight, there was no flight. The airplane leaving the only plane flying that morning is already fully booked. They only have one seat left in the business class, first class. I bought a first class ticket, but then I forgot to get my boarding pass. I had my ticket, but I had no boarding pass. When it was time to board, I had no boarding pass, but I had my ticket. They were like, you have no boarding pass, you bought a ticket with no boarding pass, we cannot board you. I was like, you have to board me. I'm going home for my mother's funeral. My mother is being buried today. today they're burying her today. I have to be there. I flew all the way. I've been on the road for 5 days. I started making this trip for 5 days. And you cannot tell me I'm not going to fly to my state. I have to be there. They had to do extra, they brought out their laptop because already the counters have been closed. So they started using the laptop to get me a boarding pass. They got me a boarding pass. I was able to travel to my state. Why am I telling you this story? Up till now, I don't really know what happened. I cannot really tell you this is why I missed my flight 3 times. The total amount spent on all my tickets, all the tickets I bought, was 8,000, I think 700 and something. It was a lot of money. But what do I want to tell you in this thing is, you never know what may come your way. But when you set your mind to do something, don't give up. There may be a lot of disappointments. There may be a lot of hindrances that may come your way. But just don't give up until you get to that finish line. I didn't give up. I got home. I got home before she was committed to the earth. And she knew I was there. I had peace. I had peace because I knew that if I had not gone home, I would forever regret it. But despite all that happened, despite all that I went through, I endured it. I kept pushing. I kept trying. I traveled a lot. I've never missed a flight. I love traveling. I love traveling, but I've never missed a flight. So for this particular trip that I missed 3 international flights, in my heart, I knew that God was trying to prevent me from something. And when it was time for me to get the right ticket and to board the right flight and to travel to the right state, He made that possible. So, in conclusion, keep pushing. If you set your mind on something positive, if you set your mind on something godly, do not give up. We are all in this class, doing this course. Do not give up. I have a lot going on. I have a son that had surgery, still recovering. But I'm not giving up. So my advice to you all is not to give up until you reach the finish line. Thank you.